Welcome to TV Anthology Reviews. We'll be covering every single season of the FX anthology show, American Horror Story. Right now there are 12 seasons, and each season is a different setting and cast. We'll be starting with Season 1, which is called Murder House, that debuted on FX in 2011. I'm going to do the entire season in one video. Usually the other series I cover, like Black Mirror or The Twilight Zone, I do individual videos for each episode. But American Horror Story is structured more like a mini-series. So Season 1 Murder House is one long, 12-part mini-series of 42-minute episodes. Has the same cast and storyline for the entire season, and we'll do all 12 seasons. Season 2 takes place in a 1960s asylum. Season 3 takes place in New Orleans dealing with the Coven of Witches. But this is Season 1 Murder House. And it starts with a new family, the Harmon family, moving into literally a place called Murder House. This is going to go well. We can get our three main cast members. Ben Harmon, who's the father, he's a therapist, who recently cheated on his wife and is a bit of a Giga Chad. He's a 40-year-old man, trapped in a 20-year-old man's body. He's masculine, sure of himself, and all around a flawed but good father who does care about his family. He just gets a little sidetracked with the floozies. Then we get Vivian Harmon, who's played by Connie Brighton, from Nashville, who still brings up to her husband every chance she can get that he cheated on her with a 20-year-old. And she's also recovering from a miscarriage. And she'll be sent to the loony bin later in the season. It's like they didn't exactly know what to do with her, so just send her to the insane asylum. Then we get their daughter, Violet Harmon, who is supposed to be a emo, goth, depressed teenage girl, but she doesn't really look like it. She just looks like a very average girl. I almost think they could have emoed her out a little bit. I mean, this was 2011. Come on. You don't remember the style in 2011? I mean, it's kind of going out of fashion at that point, but they still have the poofy hair and poorly done tattoos, lip rings, multicolored extensions, chicks that would wear fingerless black gloves for no reason. So these are the three main characters. We'll get introduced to many, many more, as they actually put in too many characters in this season. It's only 12 episodes, so juggling a cast of more than 10 is a bit ambitious. My favorite being, we'll see Ben's ex-girlfriend that he cheated on his wife with come into the series in a few episodes, but she plays such a small part. So basically the way it works in this murder house is if you get killed in the murder house, you become a ghost. Now, these ghosts are not your everyday Caspers. They can appear and disappear anytime that they want. They can kill people. So, you piss off one of these ghosts, they can take a real knife and stab you through the heart and kill you, and then you now become part of this murder house. So death doesn't really have a penalty in this series as much as it would have in other movies or TV shows, because if you just die in this murder house, you basically just become an invincible ghost. You can't leave the grounds, so you're confined to the grounds of where the Harmons are living, but you can't die, you can still kill people, you can have sex, as lots of people are doing, and it still feels the same as when you were human. You can kiss, punch, eat, do anything else a real human would do, but you have the ability to appear and disappear anytime you want, and you can't die. So the penalty is not really that bad. And this is an original take on the concept of ghosts. They also play a bit of a game that I don't think they really needed to play, which is they'll introduce a character. One they introduced early is called Tate, and he becomes the love interest for the teenage daughter, Violet Harmon. And he's a messed up kid, to put it lightly. It seems like he looks like he's a school shooter. That's because he's literally a school shooter. He's a mass murderer. He's a mass rapist. And he's also stuck in this murder house, but they don't let you know he's a ghost until about halfway through this season. It's like, come on, we already know. Obviously, he's a ghost. I mean, this guy's doing a bunch of stuff that no human can actually do. So it's like they want to mess with you and go, is this person really a ghost? And the answer is almost always yes. Just assume the person's a ghost. So I really think they could have just introduced the ghost early on and gotten that out of the way, rather than think that they're tricking the viewer, because they're really not. I'm on to American Horror Story. Another problem any haunted house story has is, well, why wouldn't the family leave? If they're dealing with all these ghosts that are in this house. They got Tate, who's the serial killer. Ben Harmon has his ex-girlfriend that is messing with him, telling him he's going to tell his wife she's in this house. We get this gay couple that just randomly comes out and acts annoying. They tell us during this season that there's been like 50 murders at the murder house. Now we don't see 50 ghosts, but we can actually assume the number is somewhere in that vicinity. And I was hoping that we'd see them all in one place. They tend to shoot this series. The episode will start with Violet and Tate talking for a few minutes, then it'll switch to the parents, then it'll switch to another one of the gay ghosts, then it'll switch to someone else. So it's constantly switching perspectives. It does keep things interesting. It's not too overly complicated, but as I mentioned, it gets a bit crowded. And I actually think my favorite episode is episode 6. I'm watching Asylum right now as I'm doing this review, and I've noticed about halfway through Murder House and the second season Asylum, they start really developing the main storyline. They spend a lot of time in Murder House developing the characters, and I think they do a great job. I don't find any of the beginning episodes boring whatsoever. But in episode 6, we learn that Tate is this school shooter, with a tense scene that shows how he died and all the people that he's killed. And it's finally letting you know this is where the storyline's going, and this guy truly is the ghost that you think that he is. It's also where the relationship between Tate and Violet begins to run into some trouble. She now starts to know who he really is. They wait a few episodes for her to actually confront him on this. Another thing I wish they'd done, like once she learns he's a ghost, wouldn't she immediately ask him about it? No. She's going to wait a few more episodes to do that. And also the mother Vivian becomes pregnant. We get the climax of the series towards the end where all these ghosts are vying not only for power in this murder house but also for the baby. Apparently even the gay ghosts want Vivian's baby. Everybody wants her baby and wants to raise it as their own. As we know in this house, if you kill something, it remains in the house forever. So some of these ghosts have a plan to kill the baby so that it'll be with them forever. So this gets really tense. And I am happy to say at the end, finally, Violet passed her blind teenage hormone and realizes Tate's not going to be the guy for him. He is raping and killing constantly. And while she kind of likes the bad boy, this is going a bit too far. There's a funny scene towards the end where the Harmons are trying to leave this murder house. So they're letting other people with their real estate agent, who also might be a ghost, showing other people this house to try to sell it. There's a family that comes to visit and ultimately buys the house. And Violet begins talking to the son of the family, and Tate ends up getting jealous. And my favorite character is Ben Harmon, the father of this family. He also really is the main character. It's about 50-50 between him and Vivian, his wife, in the first part, but Vivian eventually goes to a mental asylum. So she's gone for a few episodes, and Ben Harmon takes over. And I thought at first they were trying to play on the dynamic of Ben being younger than his wife Vivian, but they're actually the same age. Ben Harmon is played by Dylan McDermott, who's actually 50 when this came out. This guy's 50 years old. If only all of us could look that good at 50. Damn. Dylan McDermott's been in movies like 1987's Hamburger Hill, Steel Magnolias, Jersey Girl, and he can on one hand pull off a Bruce Campbell coolness and toughness. And he also runs this psychiatry business where he's genuinely trying to help people in the community. Though it seems like half the people that come to see the psychiatrist are ghosts in the house. But he also doesn't like taking responsibility for his own actions. This is such a well-written character because it's so realistic. One of the big plot points is he's cheating on his wife with this younger girl. Now, if somebody's going to do that, they're probably going to justify it to themselves. So we don't really get a huge mea culpa where he's crying and going, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." He justifies it. He plays it off like it's no big deal. He lies to his wife and says he's not going to go visit her, and he does go visit her. While at the same time, he does show some amount of self-control. There's some funny parts where one of the ghosts is a maid who appears as an old woman to regular people, but to Ben Harmon and some other guys, she appears as a hot little temptress who will just walk around the house. She looks like this and will constantly ask him to have sex with her. And you can tell he really, really wants to, because who wouldn't? Murder House will play a part in other seasons, and there will be a time where we actually return to Murder House, but not yet. Overall, I'm going to give this season a solid 7 out of 10. The only season I've seen all the way through, besides this one, is Coven, which I thought was amazing, season 3. I'm halfway through Asylum right now, but this is a good way to kick off the series. It's not perfect, and if you want a more horror-themed season, definitely season 2, Asylum, goes way crazier with the blood and scares. There really aren't too many scary scenes in this one. Towards the end with the baby, it gets a bit scary. There's a home invasion that starts off scary, then the people doing the home invasion act like morons. If anything, the creepier parts are the sexual parts. There's some rape scenes. You see a guy, Tate, walk around in this S&M suit and appear out of nowhere. So if anything, that's the creepiest part of this. season, but I still think it's really well written and it gets by with its characters. It spends a lot of time on them, it doesn't spend a lot of time on violence, and that's why I think it's a solid entry. And if you look up people's favorite seasons of American Horror Story, they're all over the place. There's absolutely no consensus. Something like Coven, which I love, a lot of people hate because they think it's too mild and tame. Seems like the later seasons, like Delicate, get pretty bad ratings. Everyone has their favorites. Some people love Asylum because of how scary it is, and apparently Roanoke goes pretty buck wild too. So let me know your favorite seasons. But we're covering every single one of them. Murder House is good. It's the place you want to start. It gets a 7 out of 10. Next up, we're going to cover Asylum, Season 2 of American Horror Story. And also check out our playlist for the other series that we've covered. Currently doing Black Mirror, Mystery Science Theater 3000. Are You Afraid of the Dark and the Twilight Zone? And we've already finished Monsters, Fear Itself, Pet Shop of Horrors, Tales from the Dark Side. Thanks a lot.